Since I am mainly looking at video games that may be suitable for people who have never really played video games before, I thought it might be time to look back at the discoveries and moments and more associated with specific games I've played in my life. This is a series I'm calling Gaming Memories. My series on this channel titled Gaming Memories has finally reached 10 episodes. So, what do I talk about? Final Fantasy? Another system I played on that I haven't talked about yet? Another PlayStation or Nintendo 64? Well, I decided to talk about a more general topic, or perhaps something that is more special, the memories of gaming I've shared with other people. And one way I've been able to do that is through lists of the best or favourite games. As with just about any Gaming Memories episode, let's start at the beginning. As I've mentioned in my 30 years almost of gaming series that I did back in 2018, I've generally had an interest or obsession with lists, whether it be books, films, music, and so on. My earliest memory of seeing a list of top games came with an early 2003 copy of Hyper Magazine. See my previous Gaming Memories episode. In one of the first issues I got with my subscription, there was a feature allowing readers to choose 20 games from a predetermined list of 112 games. Why I didn't choose games to enter, I will never know. Then a few months later, the magazine with the final results, the top 50 games, came in the mail. It also had a review of Metroid Prime. Games such as Banjo-Kazooie, Deus Ex, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Metal Gear Solid, Halo, and a number of other notable games got in, with GoldenEye 007 on the Nintendo 64 winning. That choice from the readers probably even surprised the writing team. I'll also mention a few games that almost got into the top 50. Morrowind, Eco, Silent Hill 2, Paper Mario, Thief. Oh, there are a number of titles that probably could have gone into the top 50 instead. But above all, the list got me really interested in simply ranking games, no matter how hard it can be. I also liked the writing, explaining what was good or important about each game that was selected. Hyper Magazine certainly liked to do top games lists when they could, whether it was favourite games of the year or decade, top 50 games as selected by the writing team, top 50 games as selected by the readers again, and that list actually didn't have a nominee list. 101 or 200 games you must play or own, you get the idea. Oh, and of course, other magazines or websites or internet channels understandably do this thing too. But there is something more important to say about the top 50 list in 2003. It inspired me to start my own list. Or lists, plural. I tried doing 1 or 2 trial lists with just me and the family. Very small sample of about 3 or 4 people. I also had a very small list of nominated games that we all generally knew about or had played. But I decided to try more of a real one for my birthday. Birthdays, we'll come back to that. The sample was not that much bigger, but my friends got to participate. Surprisingly, Mario Tennis on the Nintendo 64 won, which I played a lot of the time and occasionally still do, because everyone gave it a mention. Discussion about this fun thing to do spread via word of mouth, and more of the extended family asked why they didn't participate. Thus, a tradition was born. Every birthday in November, I added more games to the nominee list, and the sample of people, while small, did increase ever so slightly each year. In fact, it was about 6 people in 2003 and 14 people in 2004. I even did an issue, I'm not a magazine writer, okay, looking at the games that were consistently ranked highly, including Warcraft 2, Zelda Ocarina of Time, Halo, and even Souvenirs. My favourite game, Metroid Prime, didn't always get into the top 5, but that is fine. Surprises like that made each list all the more interesting. However, this tradition only lasted until 2008. I had graduated from high school, was going to university, trying to figure out what to do with my life, etc., and therefore decided to end the series. Some of my family and friends, well, you can imagine how they reacted. It was okay, don't worry. I do look back at this series from 2003 to 2008 and recognise the faults. The small sample size of people and somewhat heavily biased list of nominated games were problems. Plus, my writing style, especially from the early issues, does make me cringe. It wasn't that bad, I guess, and I was in early high school, but I probably couldn't match the decent writing style of Hyper Magazine and other publications and articles. I actually did top films and top TV shows lists while studying filmmaking after 2007 and managed to, with word of mouth and social media, get a significantly higher number of participants. I also had no nominee lists, with the possible exception of the 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die book. Even after 2011, when the TV show's list was done, my interest or obsession with lists never really faded, as I enjoyed reading or watching the rankings of many games. I tried at least once or twice to do lists, probably for films or games, sometimes together, but I think that due to relative lack of interest, not to mention other things in my life that I'd rather not talk about, those collaborative fun things never really got off the ground. And that is where I come on to something that is happening now, sort of. I now want to talk about the memories of gaming I've shared with other people to end this special episode of Gaming Memories. It is hard not to forget LAN sessions before things like YouTube or social media, or just the overall increasing scope of the internet were ever really a thing. Again, the Top 50 Game series started before those things too. But then there is this YouTube channel, Video Games for Fun. As I said on the 3-year celebration, I had tried to do YouTube before with barely any gaming topics. Now that I've tried to focus on a YouTube channel about gaming, it has led to me discovering or talking with many other amazing people, no matter how big or small their following is. That is one particular reason I've done my best to continue with this channel through all the ups and downs, breaks and constant video uploads. It is such a great, small community. Even my friends have joined me on multiplayer sessions on the VidiPlays channel, most notably the Mario Party series. I did put up a teaser some time ago for a top 20 games showcase to do with my community, and maybe other gaming communities plus my family and friends again. I deleted the teaser because not many people seem to be interested, but my mention of it is still up on Instagram as of this recording, for some reason. I do wonder if I'll ever bring it back, especially when I get a mostly bigger following, but I could always do it now and make it a recurring tradition with a number of people participating grows, and the games that are chosen can only get more interesting and debatable in their appeal. I also intend, with this top 20 game showcase, to feature videos, audios or animations of the participants talking about why they like the games they chose, plus written words that can be quoted or shown on screen. But no matter what happens, I want to thank you all again for following this channel and especially for following the Gaming Memories series. By all means, suggest future Gaming Memories ideas, or let me know if this top 20 games showcase is something I should do, perhaps with you participating. Maybe don't say what your favorite games are right now, in case this idea actually takes off. Or, above all, share with me and anyone else, just to celebrate this series of videos, your own gaming memories.